Hey, this is Jason, registered polysomnographic technologist, sleep tech, and the founder of freecpapadvice.com. If you haven't yet, please join my forum. It's freecpapadvice.com/forum. And if you like this video, please like it. I love it when people like my videos. So, something I always get a question about is how long is it going to take me to get used to CPAP or Bipap or ASV? Very good question. Very different answer for a lot of people. In general, though, you should get used to it pretty quick if everything's firing on all cylinders. So here's some things to consider. First thing is, I don't know how old you are, but most people, absolute youngest we're talking that get on CPAP are like 20 years old, up to like 80 years old. So however old you are, just consider every year from now, before your diagnosis, you've been sleeping without CPAP. So to expect yourself to be completely used to it on night one can be very unrealistic. It's a new way of breathing. You have something attached to your face. You have a tube attached to you, and then depending on your own, personality, you may feel that there's a stigma attached to it, where maybe you're uncomfortable with your bed partner. You're afraid what people are going to think. You have that kind of uneasy feeling of, I don't really have this. There's a lot of stuff to overcome. So usually, pretend like everything is absolutely 100% correct. Hardly ever is. So a lot of people, even though you've had a titration study, or maybe you went home with an auto-titrating CPAP, who knows? One thing why you may not be, getting used to it is that you're on the wrong pressure. You could be on the wrong pressure. It could be just maybe a centimeter water pressure too high or a centimeter water pressure too low. This can cause you to have respiratory effort related arousals, which are going to be waking you up. You're going to wake up not feeling rested. Maybe it's a little bit too high. You may be throwing you into central apneas, or maybe it just causes you to be uncomfortable with the pressure. So those are a couple things to consider. There's tools you can use. If you have a ResMed machine, you have EPR, which is expiratory pressure relief. If you have a Philips Respironics machine, you would be having something called Aflex, which both of those things do the same thing. This decreases the pressure a little bit. Makes you feel a little more comfortable. I wouldn't use these long term, but just a tool that you can use. If you don't have it on, turn it on and see what happens. If you have it off, or turn it on or turn it off and see what works the best for you. Make sure you're using heated humidity. That makes it a lot more comfortable for a lot of people. That's just one aspect. Another thing is the mask. Is the mask fitting properly? Is the mask comfortable? Are you having mouth leaking? If you're having mouth leaking, you may need to use a full face mask. If you just want to stick with the nasal mask, you can use a double-sided mouth guard. So these are the kind they're usually used for martial arts that have kind of a hole in between them. Boil and bite, keeps your jaw locked, keeps you from mouth leaking, mouth breathing. Even if you're using a full face mask, it'll help keep the integrity of your face shape so that the mask fits the exact same throughout the entire night. So that helps with leaking. Maybe you just need to try different masks out. It can be any number of things. So once you kind of dial in and you find what it is that's wrong and you get those things resolved, you're going to be getting used to CPAP much quicker. Again, even once you do though, sometimes there's like a little honeymoon period where everything's great and then it kind of falls to crap and then you're sleeping like crap for a little bit, then you kind of get used to it again. To me, my theory is that you're so sleep deprived that you put this thing on for a week or two, everything's great, and then it's like you kind of get out of that holy crap I'm sleep deprived state, and you're more like I'm going to say a normal person, a person without sleep disorder breathing. And once you get into that phase, you hear little things that wakes you up. You're a little agitated about the stuff on your face. You realize it's there a little bit more, and then at that point, that's where you really start to get used to CPAP. So in general, to me, the problem is mask leaking or mouth leaking, and then being on the wrong type of pressure or the wrong mode of pressure. By wrong mode of pressure, I mean you might be on CPAP. You might actually need Bilevel. You might actually need auto SV. So how do you know if you need auto SV or Bipap or if you're on the right pressure? Well, there's a free program called Sleepyhead. I downloaded it off of sourceforge.net, and then in the search bar, just type in Sleepyhead, all one word. Download it there. It works with, it tells you what machines it works for, but Philips Respironics System 1, as well as ResMed, S9, auto sets, stuff like that. Just look on there, see what machine you have, see if it's compatible. But you can use this to see if your pressure's right. You can see if you're having any kind of leaking. You don't know if it's mask or mouth, but you just know it's something that needs to be resolved. But it can show you what pressure you need if you need to change the pressure range. And thank God someone on YouTube has these how to change the pressure videos. just search my channel. You can find a lot of them. I'm about to do another one here, but that's for another video. So it can take a while. Just stick with it. Again, if you haven't joined my forum, I'm more than happy to look at your data from Sleepyhead or just talk it out with you and try to figure out what it is that's going wrong to get you on the right pressure and get your CPAP therapy working right. I could even make mass suggestions. There's other users that have different experiences than me. Might suggest some other things that have worked for them. Hopefully this helps. Thanks. Bye.